What's good, man? We back, bro. We back here with another video on a BOOG'S life. It's been a little minute. Life, man, you know, a whole bunch of changes. Moving, getting a new place set up and everything. It feels good, though. It feels good to be in a new area, new environment, new money, new opportunities. And we definitely be rocking with the new setup. So this is going to be the primary setup for the new channel, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me go get set up here real quick. Man, how y'all doing, bro? Y'all so beautiful. Give yourselves a round of applause, man. This is another one of those To the Reasonable Persons, episode 2. So I hope y'all enjoyed the first one, man. This is gonna be hopefully a weekly thing, and amongst other plans that we got, well, that I got. You know, it's just me now. Shout out to my peoples, though. Appreciate everyone that was here helping me build the channel up from a BOOG'S life. Juice Productions when we had it like that. So I appreciate and thank everyone from the kindness of my heart, man. Shout out to y'all boys. Y'all know who y'all is, and females. I forgot about y'all, the ones who got a little. That was, if you haven't watched that one, man, go ahead and definitely check out the Boys versus Girls. I'll put the link down in the description below. But you know how we'd like to do things. Let's get right into it, man. A reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt himself to the world. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. So today, I want to talk about overcoming your old self and that's conflicting with your new self. I'm a firm believer in always leveling up yourself, making sure that you're not staying stagnant. You always progress in some way, somehow, whether it be your diet, you know, you making more money, just changing something in your life. Something we constantly need to evolve in our aspects of life, in my opinion. But like me, like now, like I've said it, I definitely said it before on one of the other podcasts, but me personally, I think I'm definitely not who I used to be a year ago, and I think that's always a good thing, right? Because why would you want to be the same person you was a year ago? I mean, like I said, no shade on anybody who likes the 9 to 5, who can go to work, come home, start on a game or something, chill, have a vacation once or twice a year, and do the same shit all over again. I just don't think I can live that way. I think you have to constantly evolve in something, whether like mostly knowledge, to be honest, because nobody can take that from you, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you buff, you swole, you get in the gym and shit, but something like an injury can happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's just an example, but like I like to have elevate myself to have some sort of new understanding or knowledge or some shit like that, like some story times, right? Like people who have met me a year ago versus people who have met me 2 years ago versus people who have met me 5 years ago, you're gonna get a different version of Boog. You know what I'm saying? Like coming up, I say maybe even high school, right? Freshman, sophomore year, people kind of like viewed me as I was funny. I was a class clown and shit, but like I was a little bit weird. You know what I'm saying? I was very, very much mature just because how I was like kind of raised and shit. I was kind of sheltered a little bit until high school came about. So all my homies that knew me, they was like, yeah, he funny as hell, blah, blah, blah. But like I never went to any of the parties. I never had girls like that. I never, drank, never smoked like that. So I was always like the oddball when it came to certain shit like that. And I was a little bit overweight because in middle school I was fat as fuck. Then yeah, but then I was playing sports. So I got cool with some of the sports dudes, but I wasn't really cool with them. You know, they picked on me a little bit, but I was always bigger dude, so it wasn't like I was a victim of like some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like 6'2", 6'3". So I mean, the size kind of helped a little bit. Pause, but yeah, so like, and then when I moved towns, I went to a different high school. That's when I started adapting this like personality of like who I really wasn't. I was letting the music and the media and everything influence me into being like this big macho, you know what I'm saying, tough dude, and it kind of ruined me later on down the line because it's like I said, it wasn't me. I adopted it, right? Like all my homies was getting bitches, you know what I'm saying? It was going to parties, we was smoking, we was drinking, I was having a good old time. One of my homeboys on the basketball team actually, matter of fact, real quick, shout out to him, DJ, my man, bro, I love you, bro. Shout out to him. I don't have a shirt with me right now, but I'm gonna put this link down in the description below on his His business right now, Family Riches, bro. Go and check it out, bro. That's been a product coming from like 10 years ago plus, bro. Like we finally get that launched off. So go ahead and get you some, bro. Fire merch, bro. Fire quality, bro. But back to it, yeah. So DJ, he basically like adopted me low key in high school. Like when I moved, we would go to all these parties. He introduced me to the basketball team dudes, and it was partying, drinking, like I said, smoking. It was a fun time, bro. It was really fun. Then I seen like how they was living. Like, you know, some niggas would be selling dope and shit like that. Some of them be fighting, going to jail, shit like that. So I adopted that too, because that's the people I hung around, right? And this is all new. It's like a new world. It's like I finally stepped off the porch, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up doing that. They all ended up graduating, moving away, going to college, doing whatever it is, and it's just me now. So I continued that type of lifestyle. Like I didn't care if I lived or died. I had every, like, senior year came around too. It was like, that was like when I was really wilding out. I had every bitch I wanted. Nah, I'm not trying to like brag and shit. Like I had every bitch I wanted. I was selling. I was doing, you know, shit that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And just like my mom was, you know, we're always worried I'm coming in 2, 3 in the morning and shit like that. And all this to say is like, the people, if the people from my first high school, my freshman, sophomore year saw me how I was living then, they'd be like, that's not you, bro. Like, cause they knew me from being this funny, vulnerable, like innocent type of kid, and see like how I came into that. And then the ending of my high school into, I would say probably about 2 or 3 years ago, is how I was still living. Like that was my personality. It would be like hood nigga shit, or I would always be down for some shit, you know what I'm saying? We carrying guns, doing shit. And for the longest time I was living like the double life, because you know what I'm saying, when you with family, you're not gonna be trying to be gang banging and like using foul language and drinking all the time and shit like that. But I was letting that spill into that realm of like my family shit, and I didn't give a fuck about none of that, none of them, like what they had to say. I was like the quote unquote black sheep and shit like that. And you know, I never really had that male role model type shit to show me like, you know, that's corny, that's wrong. It wasn't until I started doing MMA, bro. And shout out to Jeff and everybody at Ascension, Bill especially. They took me in, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a job at the time. This is around during COVID time, like 19, 20. And they showed me like different philosophies and like ways of life. Like getting your ass beat, bro. I don't give a fuck who you is, how tough you is. You go to a boxing gym, you go to MMA gym, jiu-jitsu, all that shit, you gonna get that ass whopped, bro. I'm telling you, go with all the ego, bro. I love seeing that when I'm undefeated in the streets. Shit, yeah, come to the gym, papa. We're gonna show you what it really do. But yeah, like there's a lot of the dudes in there. Is like they told me how to defeat, or guided me into a way of trying to defeat toxic masculinity, and it was kind of like a culture shock, especially coming from inner city, right? Yeah, Black and Hispanic households, you know, you're not supposed to show that emotion. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to let your bitch you cry. Sorry, your lady cry. You're not supposed to share like your emotions and all that nonsense, right? And we supposed to be the macho, the breadwinners, and do all this type of stuff. But yeah, so like they showed me like it's okay to cry, it's okay to not be okay. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to like have your support system, your homies around to like help elevate you in that certain manner. Because at the end of the day, us men, we be sad too. You know what I'm saying? It's June, happy Men's Mental Health Month, bro. Like it's a lot of silent battles that a lot of people be going through, especially men, that not a lot of people talk about. I think it's important, you know what I'm saying? But they showed me that. Bill told me how to read a tape measure, you know, do certain things when it came to being around the house, and a trade, which is plumbing, which is very fantastic. I think every man should learn a trade of some sort, so you don't gotta hire another man to do some shit for you around the house. You know what I'm saying? I think as a man, your role is to be able to do some shit. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. But yeah, so they told me how to do all that shit. So I was progressing in that area, but also I was letting that, like my hood side, spill into it. Reason being is because when I first got there, I was definitely humbled. You know what I'm saying? It's a humbling experience. You're getting your ass beat all the time. So you have no choice but to be humble, right? You got that ego shit got to go out the window. But I was so now that I was progressing with MMA and like learning shit, I thought I was always smarter than people. Because now my philosophy is I'm learning about Stoicism, I'm learning about Taoism, right? I'm learning about what it takes to keep moving when it comes to pressure. I'm learning how to fight, you know what I'm saying? I'm learning new skills. And it was like a double-edged sword, to be honest, because it's like, yeah, I know how to defend myself and do shit if I want to, but now I'm going out to the bars with my homies, like not my gym homies, my homies that I was doing bullshit with, especially ones from high school. We're going to the bars and shit. I'm trying to start fights, like I'm being hella loud and being aggressive and shit like that. And since I know how to fight, you know what I'm saying, bring it on, for me, like, let's do it, bro. Let me see if this shit that I've been working on actually do some shit. But thank God I never got into like situations where, I mean, we got into arguments and shit, but like no fights ever really happened. Just like everyone getting loud and shit, people broke it up. And who knows, you know what I'm saying? Like I never know, like, cause there was be some bars that didn't pat you down when you walked in, just check your ID, boom, you in. And there's been like a lot of shootouts, niggas getting stabbed and shit like that. So yeah, I'm this big tough guy, but at the end of the day, you never know what somebody had on them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful that nothing ever happened. But all that to say, again, I know I'm trying to like close it all up, right? But within the last 2 years, I would say, now that I've been put into a foreign environment, I don't know anybody, no family around, no friends, you got to try to make all new connections. It was kind of like a defense mechanism into where I rolled back into being this big tough guy, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm quiet, like I'm mean mugging the room and shit like that. And if you've known me before I had joined the military, you know I wasn't quiet. Like I was always loud, joking, playful, until it came to that time, and I'm gonna be loud and try to start some shit, right? But everybody know me now. It's like you kind of creating this, like the first impression is everything, right? So now I'm creating this impression that like I'm kind of an asshole, I guess. From this is what I've heard from people. First impression, I'm like an asshole. I'm a hoe. Like I got some people have told me like first meeting you I thought we were gonna have a problem, but you turned out to be the actual fucking boy and all that shit. But if you take me 2 or 3 years ago into when I was in MMA, they would be like, nah, he was cool as fuck, you know what I'm saying? She'd be hella joking around and doing his thing on the mats and everything. But I was starting to get into a depression state too, because it's like I'm trying to like balance these two separate lives, and it didn't work out because everything started to bleed over into each other, you know, especially on the mats where I was like there was really looking out for me in a lot of different areas, in a way special treatment, and I was self-sabotaging that for a while, and I got called out on it, and they told me that really taught me about self-accountability, which is huge. So going back into like the 2 or 3 years ago thing now, where I know how to conduct myself in a proper setting, I can defend myself, and I'm not trying to be like a ghetto, I guess, right? But being in a foreign environment, that self defense mechanism, that really brought me back into who I never really wanted to be. Because I noticed too, though, like a lot of people have fragile egos, like especially a lot of men. When they like kind of see competition, I'm not saying I'm competition, but you could definitely see when somebody trying to size you up and shit like that. And everybody who know me now, man, shout out to y'all. They know, like, hey, J Boog not gonna stay quiet, bro, for nothing, for nobody. And that's always been my problem. One may say we never respected big homies. That's why I got the problems that I got. You know, I do believe in elevating yourself in a proper way. So like now, like, so going to me now, I feel like now it's kind of like I'm trying to draw back from that. You know what, bro? If you feel like I'm a competition to you, or you feel like I'm not like I'm trying to take what's yours or whatever the case is, you can have it, bro. Like I'm just trying to be more nonchalant, like not really care about that, not put too much mind or energy into that, because it's pointless, bro. It's like at the end of the day, like we all getting old, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that shit is cool. Like, for those of y'all that be acting like, for the females, I never acted tough in front of for bitches. Like let's get that one thing cool. But the dudes that do, they be trying to body slam their boy in their neck for $400,000. Like, they be like, yo, where my $400,000 at? Boom! Like, you getting no play, bro. If anything, you making them uncomfortable. Now they about to leave and go call the real link, and now everybody in the party missed out because you want to go and ask me for your Rari keys. Bro, you don't shut the fuck up, bro. But anyway, yeah, so it's like now I'm trying to be cool. Like I'm in another environment now where I'm forced to be know nobody in a new area, learning different things. It's kind of it's definitely refreshing, because like now I seen how I was conducting myself in certain settings with certain things, and I can now correct those certain areas. Like, man, I don't care like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to mean mug anymore. Like I can show you a smile, it's cool. Though like off first impression, you might think XYZ, but I'm gonna let my actions show you otherwise, and stuff like that. And that's what I'm saying. Like people who met me in high school freshman year would not see me how the people in my second high school saw me. The second high school would definitely not have seen me how I was when like 2 or 3 years ago, and then so on and so forth. So it's a constant change, and I don't think, and I think that like. And I think being in certain situations, always you start to reflect on what you know, even though it's self-taught. And you can definitely dial that back in and be like, no, okay, I'm not trying to be like this anymore. Let me go ahead and do this way. Let's see. We know the results of how we act this way. Let's go ahead and tweak a few things here and there and see how this shit work. And then let's tweak something over here. Let's see how that shit work. Oh, that shit don't work. Let's go back to the drawing board and see. Like, you should be constantly trying to like change and evolve into who you want to be. You know what I'm saying? I used to look up a lot to people that didn't really have anything decent or of value to offer me, right? And I started to try to adapt, like I said, to adapt that. Like, even though I did grow up in an urban environment, my mother didn't raise me that way. You know what I'm saying? I saw it and I wanted to live like that because everyone seemed like they was having fun. But a lot of the people that lived that type of life are always constantly trying to change. If you think about it, right? Like, look at all these people that made the money, that made it out the hood. That's why I never understood people trying to be into, I get, like, that's what your brand is trying to do, but you don't have to, like, do all that shit. Like, Gilly Wallow, yeah, they still in the hood doing, like, whatever, but they're not trying to, but they're not in the hood. Like, they're in the hood, but they're not in the streets. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to constantly elevate people. Like that clip with, they was trying to spit game to Kodak, how he got kids and, you know, they stopped doing these drugs and doing all this type of stuff. They trying to elevate the generations under them, and I give them hella props for that shit. Because Wallow did, like I said, Wallow did 20 years. He don't want to go back and do that shit again. He don't want to live that type of way. I mean, that's what he's from, but like that's not what he's still doing. You know what I'm saying? Like all these rappers that are making hella fucking money, but you still going in there asking for freebies, you still going trying to do shootouts, having these guns and shit. Bro, why are y'all doing it? Y'all fucking up the motion. Y'all fucking up your own bag. Hey, I mean, that's just me, bro. If your ego tell you need to do that, bro, go ahead and do it by any means. But to me, I don't think so. And constantly changing does not mean you need to like forget your principles of what you stand on. No, right? Get you a set of principles. Like I said in the last video, get you a set of principles and then change your characteristic traits, right? The way someone, like if you get disrespected, all right, let's change how we feel about that, right? Like Cam and Mace, they be saying, you know, they don't really feel disrespected, they just be laughing about shit and all that. There's certain levels of it, right? If some nigga's talking to you crazy on the side of the street, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, maybe 2 years ago, me or last year, me would have been like, oh yeah, fuck you, blah, blah. We could really get into it off the argument. But now I'm trying to be like, you arguing about it, you just arguing with yourself. I might fuck around and start laughing. I'm like, you know what, bro, you got it. Like, it's a joke to me. But then when that's feeling disrespected off of words. But the real disrespect comes when someone put their hands on you. If they put their hands on you, now you gotta show them what it is. All right? You gotta give it to them. Pause. You show them, yeah, don't. That's the level of disrespect. That's when you start to take it bare to the old self and be like, all right, you put your hands on me, now we really gotta get it in. But yeah, just shit like that. Get your standard principles. Like, you know what I'm saying? How you feel. Like, one of the best compliments I've received was from my boy Rome. Shout out Rome. He said, you're like a rock. You can't be moved. Like, meaning, if you feel a certain way about something, that's how it's gonna be. You can't tell me otherwise type shit. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd like to be teachable. I'm gonna let you get your point across depending on what the debate is about. But if I feel a certain way about certain things, such as, you know what, let's not even get into it because it's gonna get political and we don't got time for that. But if I feel a certain way about something, I'm standing on it. The only way I should be disrespected now, that's what I'm working on, is if somebody put their hands on me type shit. And I'm not trying to worry about what the next man got going on. I'm in my own lane. We gonna make shit shake how we supposed to. God got us. You know what I'm saying? God's supposed to lead us how the way we supposed to be led. My race is not his race. My race not her race. I'm in the exact moment in time where I'm supposed to be sitting on this couch right here, right now, making this video at this point in time, exactly how God designed it. And that's what I've been working on. You know what I'm saying? That in my fitness journey, I feel being isolated really shows you a lot, and you have to leave your hometown, leave your friends, and do everything to really elevate and do your shit. I'm a firm believer in that, and I think a lot of people should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you need to learn how to catch yourself when it comes time to you like reacting or feeling certain types of ways in certain situations, catching that shit, because it's always going to start bleeding over little by little in little areas like that, especially at work. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a professional setting and like something's going on that you don't really understand, you can't react the way you did when you was working a lower end job, how you had to pull like that, because people might, like I said, I'm trying to work on how my words is. You disrespect the big boss, back it up. You're done here, because now I'm gonna promote this dude and we're gonna bring new people in here. Now you just fucked up your bag. Shit like that. You gotta learn how to control. There's always a time and place for everything. You gotta control that past self. You can still be you. I'm not saying you're changing you. You're just changing certain things about you. Like, you still gonna be you at the end of the day. Like, people still gonna always, like, every season that someone's known me in, they still known me to be hella funny. Like, I'm a jokester. I love to joke around. I love to play. People know me as that. Well, people but they gonna see next time you don't see me in a year. Maybe next time I'm more calm or reserved. But when it comes down to it, oh, there's Jay, there's Bug. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, yes, he's still right there. It's just we gotta learn how to conduct ourselves differently. Especially if you want to elevate, bro. If you want that new position, you want that new money, you want that girl, that whatever the case is, whatever you want, it's a constant elevation. You want some new knowledge, you gotta dedicate yourself, bro. Be disciplined with it. Be disciplined with yourself. That's the best type of self-love, is discipline. That's why, like, when people in the gym, like, you see like a fit person or like a very beautiful person and shit, they keep their appearance up, that shit right there is a form of self-love. Like, going to the gym, sacrificing, like, eating bad foods or like really tasty foods and shit like that, and being able to be chiseled, be disciplined with them. So that's a form of self-love, in my opinion. That's how I like to look at it, right? And if you want people to like see you in a certain way, like, let's say you're like how I was, right? That funny but like innocent person, but you're trying to build yourself into somebody that people can respect. You want some more self-respect of yourself, more confidence. Okay, who can you like look up to? Who can you like kind of either reach out to, or who can you watch? Because there's plenty of like people on social media that you can follow to try to get you into that light that you want to be in, right? You want people to start thinking you serious? You got to start talking about serious shit. You got to start saying some serious shit. You got to start giving yourself the opportunity to start being in that light. Like, if I want somebody to take me, like, when I walk into a room, like, one of the best compliments I ever received, this girl told me, she's like, when you walk into a room, it feels like you demand respect. Like, a certain level of respect. You know what I'm saying? I don't know cocky shit. She's like, it's just your presence. And that was one of my favorite. That's probably my best compliment I've ever received. And it's just, I don't know how I do it. Like, I just walk into a room, I kind of like scan, see who's in there and shit like that. Nothing like sizing up, but it's just like, I guess just me. Maybe because I have a bigger stature. One of my homies, shout out Nehemiah, bro. He told me, he was like, yeah, like, I could tell, like, a lot of like taller, like bigger individuals have a certain level of respect when it comes to like positions and shit like that, especially like a power. They look at someone bigger versus someone who's like 5'7", a man of 5'7" or 5'8", and they look at them as like kind of like a lower individual. I don't know. I mean, I can't relate. I can't speak on it but that's what he told me. So, but yeah, if you want that type of respect from people like that who don't know you, you want to walk into a room, you gotta fix your posture, right? We're gonna, all right, boom, sit up straight. You know what I'm saying? Direct eye contact when you're having a conversation. Try not to say shit like that, you know what I'm saying? Stop trying to like fuck around with your hands or something like that. Me, I'm so sorry, I'm new to this, so you know, forgive me, excuse me on that. Yeah, certain shit like that. Or if you feel like, you know, you wanna put on some size, hella content on the internet. You can build your own workout program. If you want to get a trainer, it's definitely way easier. You don't really gotta think too much on doing it, but you could do it on yourself on a budget for free if you really wanted to. But it's all about catching them little parts. Like it's like a brick wall, bro. 1% better every day. I live by that. You know, 1%, one brick every day. You don't have to build a brick wall by the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? You place one perfect brick that day and one perfect brick the next, and by the time you look up, oh shit, it's a brick wall. You know what I'm saying? It's just 1% better every day. Finally tuning and tweaking. It's not about trying to do everything in one day. It's impossible. You're not gonna fix everything in one day. Never. You probably won't even fix it in a year or 2 years from now. It's all about minor tweaks and details. But it's about constant level up and don't letting your old self bleed into your new self, because that can really fuck up and hinder a lot of your relationships. And by relationships, I mean business partners, friendships, actual relationships, plans for the future, etc. And a lot of people don't really realize that until it's too late. And me, unfortunately, I've been on that side of the bed where it's like, oh shit, I fucked up this religion. This could have made me some money. Or, damn, this motherfucker had so much knowledge and I fucked that up. Or I noticed that I'm starting to self-sabotage, and I'm like, damn, all right, we gotta fix that shit. We gotta get back into good graces. Not just getting back into good graces, but showing that person, especially if you have a mentor or want a mentor, you gotta show them that you really want this shit. Like, they're not gonna chase you. They already got what you want. So why the fuck are they gonna chase you? See what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people don't understand. The world don't owe you shit. You might have had the worst deal in hand, but the world does not owe you shit, bro. And I promise you ain't gonna get shit without putting some work into it. And this is work. Because maybe you have every single attribute in the world to go ahead and like do what you want to do. Let's say you want to become a content creator, and you know, you have the drive, you have the personal appearance, you have the money for it, you have the mentality for it, you're not shy in front of the camera, but your personality is shitty. No one is gonna fuck with you, and it's going to fuck up every single relationship you have. Especially if you're just starting out and everyone knows you as a dickhead. Ain't nobody gonna fuck with you. No one's gonna support your shit, share your shit. And then once let's say you do blow up, and then people start to actually get to know the real you, and then how you conduct yourself in business meetings and emails and Zoom calls, they not gonna fuck with you. And then word spreads like fast, like wildfire, bro. You are not gonna make it. You are not gonna make it if you're not either having that code switch or going ahead and fixing your characteristics to the way that you need them to be. You might not want to, but you're going to have to need them at some point or the other. And don't tell me I'm lying, because go to an interview and act the way you want to do with your homeboys, dress how you want to dress, and I promise you, you will not get that job. I mean, maybe you will if it's McDonald's. But if you want to work at McDonald's the rest of your life, bro, become a manager, hey, shout out to you, my boy. Put the fries in the bag. Fuck is you talking about? I'm trying to get this money. But also, with that being said too, it's like if your work habits are not consistent, or if you're known to not have hard work ethic, that's a characteristic change right there. You need to have a hard work ethic. You need to be able to put in X amount of hours. You need to have a schedule, write it down, be disciplined about it. Because, hey, like I said, ain't nobody gonna chase you down. This is what you want. Ain't nobody gonna chase down. No camera's gonna come to you. Hey, bro, we gotta record this. No, if you wanna record this shit, record this shit. You need to be disciplined with that shit. And if people knew you as last year as not hard working and inconsistent with your shit, no one's gonna really want to make some shit with you if they know you as inconsistent. Not saying I'm the most, inconsistent person in the world, but we're working on it. We're trying to like set schedule and times to make videos, or at the gym, or make sure I'm teaching myself something new. But it all comes from you, bro. You have to change that shit. You can't let that shit bleed over. Like, I think my characteristics from the last year up until now speak for themselves. Yeah, I still let that little bit trickle in where like I'm loud and rowdy and I'm obnoxious at times. I'm trying to fix that, right? But at the same time, people now could tell me like you're a rock, you know, you demand a little bit of respect. You carry yourself in such a way, and I'm very professional when it comes to certain environments. And if you know my story last year, I got into a little bit of trouble. A lot of people stuck their neck out for me because they know the characteristics that I do have and how I conducted myself according into which setting that I was in. And my accountability in myself and my actions. And that's something that, yo, like I said, go back to the MMA days. There was no accountability for real. There was a self-confidence and I could conduct myself in certain situations, but not in that same setting of how my situation was last year. And if you know, you know. If we're not out there ourselves, not right now. Maybe a story time will come one day, but not right now. Still fresh. But yeah, conduct yourself, man. Stand on that business. And try your best not to let that shit bleed over, bro. And I think taking yourself out of your comfortability can really show you your true self and show you the ways that you used to live. Because like I said, when I joined the military, when I'm in a new foreign environment and shit, that's when I was like, I'm hard. Nigga, I'm hard. Fuck are you talking about? It's my dad. You can't fuck with me, right? And that's corny. It's corny. And now looking back at it, it's corny. I mean, in certain situations, yeah, you might need that. You might keep it in the back pocket a little bit. But that's not who I was trying to become. And it showed me like how being uncomfortable forced me to reel back into that certain situation or that certain characteristic. And now I'm like, okay, so now I'm in a new foreign setting. All right, like, boom, this is what happened last time. It's all about self-diagnosis. You got to look at yourself and make those final tweaks. I think anybody can do that shit, honestly. Like, take yourself out for even just a month, go somewhere, do some shit, try some shit new, go to join a club, do something by yourself, and I promise you it's gonna show you who you really are and what you don't like about yourself. But now it's on you to change it though. If you see the certain patterns and shit you don't like about yourself, change it. But that all goes back to the victim mentality. Go back to watch the last video on that. You know what I'm saying? And I truly believe that anybody can make it if you are willing to do it though. Like I said, no one's gonna help you. Drop the victim mentality, stop with the ego, and stop letting yourself, your old self, trickle into this new season. Because how you was reacting back then was how you supposed to, what you needed to get through that last season. But now the season's over. This is a new season. You can't bring old fruit into a new season. Bear new fruit. But I believe in you. I love you, man. God bless. I appreciate y'all for checking it in. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for checking in. Let me know in the comments what you like, what you didn't like, things I could work on, talk about, comments, concerns, plans, all that. I take it all. Paul. Man, a Bug's life. A Bug's life. You know, play on. Yeah, say, man, what y'all still doing here, bro? Get out of here, bro. I love y'all, man. God bless. Take care. Brush your hair. Take care.